I call this presentation Creative Raw Photo Styling. Yes, in this project, we're going to learn about creative ways to alter and stylize the colors within your image using Adobe Camera Raw. Now let me show you some things that I discovered when experimenting with Camera Raw on this RGB image. Now here we are in the Camera Raw dialog. Now in my experimentation I moved the saturation all the way to -100 because I wanted to convert color images to black and white. Then I thought, if I go to the Calibrate menu, which I know can alter the colors within this image, both hue and saturation, I started to experiment. And as I moved the hue, for example, for the red, I noticed that the gray value changed within this color wheel. Altering any number of these then can give you different varieties of gray tones for each of the colors within your image. Aha! Then I said to myself, I could then save these settings and get a variety of styles for any given image. Thus, we cancel from this, and I go into our project. I'm going to double-click here on this image from Martin Evening. Then, moving over here to my settings, I'll show you some of the settings that I created to stylize this image. Here you can see I created something called black light. Watch what it does to the image. I'm turning it to black and white, yet as we see here in the Calibrate menu, I'm moving these hue and saturation sliders around to enhance different areas of the image. In this case, I'm calling it black light. Let's take a look at bright sky. This enhances blues in the image. Look what it does to her eyes. It makes them glow and stand out. Let's try another. Darker blues. As you can see, I'm moving these sliders within the Calibrate menu to different positions to achieve different contrast levels and gray values across my image. I'm enhancing different colors by adjusting these. And thus, those colors are converted into a gray shade at different amounts. Let's try another one. Enhanced blue. That increases the lightness of my background. I went further and tried some really crazy things. This one will bring in some color. Golden dust, I'm calling it. It saturates the whole image and colorizes it, but notice it keeps her blue eyes a nice blue so they stand out. Now all of these XMP settings can be loaded into your own Photoshop system, and you can play them back as I am here to see the variations that I've chosen. Or you can go in, load these, and actually alter them and readjust the settings to best suit your particular images. Okay, you're saying to yourself, how can I load these XMP files into my version of Photoshop? Well, within Adobe Photoshop CS, follow this diagram to show you how to place these files. First, within the Adobe Photoshop CS folder, you locate the Presets folder, then the Camera Raw folder. Place the files into that folder. You can locate these files, of course, on my website, russellbrown.com, or on the CD from which you may be watching this movie. Now keep in mind, this diagram indicates the location to place the files when using Adobe Photoshop CS. Here is a second diagram that shows you where to place these exact same files when using Adobe Photoshop CS2. There's one last way you can load these files. You can use Dr. Brown's Easy Installer. It will be found on the CD or on the website. However, Dr. Brown's Easy Installer will only work on the Macintosh. Give this new technique a try when you're converting color images to black and white or just experimenting with creative techniques.
Give it a try.